Chairman of the Board of the G.C. Foster College of Physical Education and Sport, and Chairman of this morning's function. Ladies and gentlemen all, good morning. It is a beautiful and wonderful day, and it gives me pleasure to welcome you to this media launch and to the Bethlehem Moravian College here in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Welcome to the place with the cool climate and warm-hearted people. Chaplain of the Bethlehem Moravian College, you are always with us, and we welcome you and thank you for welcoming God's presence with us this morning. Mr. David Mays, we welcome you in your capacity as chairman of the board of G.C. Foster College, and we are delighted that you have consented to chair the program today. And so we also welcome you in that capacity. Dr. Derek Hendricks, representative of the Board of Management of the Bethlehem Moravian College, welcome. It is fitting that you should represent the board here today, since on the Board of Management you represent the Smallville community. Special welcome, therefore. With us today are administrators of both institutions, as you would have heard before. From the G.C. Foster College of Physical Education and Sport, we have acting principal Mr. Maurice Wilson, acting vice principal of academic affairs, Mrs. Sophia Watson-White, and from Bethlehem Moravian College is acting vice principal of administrative affairs, Mrs. Claudine Blythe-Miles. Welcome to you all. Mrs. Blythe-Miles and I are particularly happy to see you, our co-administrators from G.C. Foster College. The chairman of the Board of Management of the Bethlehem Moravian College, Mr. Lowell Morgan, and our acting principal, Mrs. Andrea Wilson-Graham, send their blessings for today. They pray that it's a success. They could not be with us. I also welcome heartily our Member of Parliament, Mr. Frank Witter. Sir, we know how busy you are, and we are pleased that you could share with us in this important event in your constituency. Mr. Steve Davis, coordinator of the program at G.C. Foster that we are here to launch, we especially welcome you. We await anxiously the information that you have for us about the program. There are others who will join us. We anticipate that Mr. Jason Hensel, chairman of the Breads Foundation and EduSports, will join us, as well as Mr. Christopher Somuda, president of the Jamaica Olympic Association. We pray they get here safely. And we welcome our own Mrs. Shauna Groves and Mr. Jerome Smith. They will bring music to our ears a little later in the program. To the staff and students of the G.C. Foster College of Physical Education and Sport, we bid you hearty welcome. We also welcome the staff and students of our own Bethlehem Moravian College. We are happy to see you all. This media launch would not be a media launch were it not for the media houses. And so we welcome the team from BOJ, CVM, TVJ, and JIS. We appreciate, sirs, the coverage. It is very good to have you all. Enjoy the Bethlehem hospitality and enjoy the program. Have a blessed day.
Thank you very much, my good friend, Mr. Mays. And you mentioned that I'm a former sport person, but I think the word farmer should not be used in this context. I am still playing cricket. Yes, still playing cricket. Members from these two noble institutions, Bethlehem Moravian College and G.C. Foster, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, good morning to you. Good morning. I must admit that I'm very, very happy to be sharing with you this morning in this wonderful exercise. When I got the invitation, I never hesitated. As you know, this time of the year, we, as political representatives, we are engaged in so many different activities. Every single school now is having a graduation. When we were going to school, you want to graduate from high school and college. Now, primary school, infant school, basic school, everybody is having graduation. I don't think it's a bad idea anyway, because when I attend these graduations and I see the interest that is being displayed by the parents and the community, I think it will go a far way in improving our education system. So I always try to give support to them. But today I'm here to endorse this program. I think it's a wonderful program for these two noble institutions to come together to find ways and means to improve on the human resources in relation to sports. As you know, sports in Jamaica is one of the most important areas of our development. I was just reading something in the paper yesterday, a young lady who had an experience. She traveled to Russia to witness the World Cup, and she said that when she got into Russia, the first thing that greeted her, "You're from Jamaica. You're from the beautiful country. You're from the country of Bob Marley and Usain Bolt." Everybody was so happy and excited to meet somebody from Jamaica because of Usain Bolt and Bob Marley. So therefore, we have good reasons, and I really believe that this program will go a far way in improving on what we have. Because, you know, I can recall 20 years ago when West Indies was on top of world cricket. And today, as a cricketer, I am so frustrated some of the time when I listen to the performance of the West Indies. And I really believe that one of the problems that caused us to reach this stage in cricket is as a result of our own actions. I believe that we did not put enough in terms of making sure that we develop the persons who train the cricketers, the persons who support the cricketers. And we were depending then on raw talent. And much effort was not put into the development. And I think we would have suffered as a result of that. So I really believe that this initiative will seek to address that problem that we had as it relates to cricket. And I know that GC Foster is one of the institutions that has done well in the development of sports in Jamaica. And Bethlehem is one of the institutions that would have done well in the development of the delivery of education in Jamaica. And therefore, I think it is important that we give all the support to these two institutions. Bethlehem is always close to my heart because my daughter is a past student here. And I'm proud of her. She's doing well in the delivery of education in St. Elizabeth. And I know that it is as a result of the training that she would have received here at this institution. Therefore, I I'm here to give support to the two institutions for this collaborative effort in ensuring that we develop the human resources in relation to sporting activities. I do hope that you will have a full take in terms of persons who want to be a part of this exercise. And I want to say to you that I am also contemplating to be a part of this program. When I spoke to my daughter last night, when she was reminding me about the function, I said to her, I'm going to speak to the persons, the organizers, to let me know how best I can be able to participate. As a politician, you are very busy, so maybe you could set up a special line for me to participate in the program. I want to be able to continue to make contribution in sports when I retire from politics. So I'm willing to be a part of this program. So I'll speak to you after the function. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Chairman, for this function, and Chairman of the G.C. Foster College, Mr. Mays, Mr. Franklin Witter, our Member of Parliament, and Mr. Witter and myself, we are good friends. And when he came in, I was saying to him that I'm happy that he's sitting at the table that he's sitting. Those are and this could be a sign of partnership. Our Vice Principal, Dr. Gardner, our Principal from GC Foster, Mr. Wilson, and we have Sir Davis, who is a coordinator, and the man from Bethlehem Moravian College who is working hard to see that this really works, Mr. Malcolm. Let me welcome also Vice Principals from Bethlehem and GC Foster, and other member of staff from both institutions, students. We have other guests here, members of the media, and I must welcome Senior, who was my senior at Stets. Yeah, went to the great institution, for real. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is indeed a pleasure for us to be here. This is a very memorable occasion that it will be, the partnership that will be formed between both institutions. And as was mentioned, that I'm here representing the chairman, Mr. Lowell Morgan, who unfortunately can't be here with us this morning. But I'll try to do as good a job as he would have expected us as board members to do and represent him. So, collaboration in sports is a success of sports. Teamwork is essential to all sporting activities. The positive impact of participation and cooperation in sports has been used to unify communities and nations around the world. And it's quite obvious, the World Cup, everybody's quite unified and glued to their television and sportingly discussing who will win and who not going to win and which team will go forward into the group of 16. This collaboration between Bethlehem Moravian College and GC Foster College of Physical Education is very timely, as both institutions seek to rebrand to meet the changing educational landscape where skills and competencies are the new buzzword. The two institutions have forged a partnership which will see the strengthening of the skills and talents of those responsible for preparing our sporting people and even those not directly involved in sports. It is the desire of the Board of Management, the Bethlehem Moravian College, that this partnership will be the beginning of a bright and prosperous future between these two educational giants. The Board of Management pledges its support to this new venture and congratulate you on the start of a great initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking forward for something big in sports between both institutions. And, you know, unfortunately, although I did not participate in sports personally at high school, apart from watching it, my first son, who went to Monroe, he participated in the discus and shot put at Monroe.
You made your contribution.
And even at university in Canada, he's still participating for the university. So he's playing his part. And my last son, who is going to in 9th grade now at Stets, he captained the under 14 team at Stets. The season just passed, and football. Well, that's what I point on Kanai. And a few weeks ago, the Reggae Boys went to Cayman, the under 15 team, and he was part of the under 15 Reggae Boys team that went to Cayman. So I did not participate personally, but as I say, I've contributed. And I'm giving them the support in whatever way I can. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all the best for the rest of the day. And at the end, we know that this will be a successful venture. I thank you.
It is obvious that the chair is not one of my supporters. He would have known of the performances of my team this weekend. The first thing I told him this morning, that I felt as if I was in the contender series, because last year we won about 4 or 5 national titles, and this year we played second fiddle. A lot of seconds, but no winners. So, you know, I was badly beaten over the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a pleasure being here this morning. Let me first inform you that someone very special to me went to this institution. And I'm not going to say that this is one of the main reasons why there's this collaboration, but my wife went to Bethlehem many, many years ago. Let me thank Mr. Chairman for taking care of business. Let me acknowledge again the presence of the Member of Parliament, Mr. Frank Witter, Mr. Chaplain, Dr. Gardner, Sophia Watson-White, VP from GC Foster, VP from Bethlehem, Mr. Danny Hawthorne, Mr. Kanai Senior, former star footballer from Stets. He's now a member of staff, one of our senior lecturers. Sitting over there, just from, where is it? Burn Savannah? Bull Savannah. Mark Hendricks, Mr. Kern Spencer, who is now fully involved in the media. And also in the audience is batchmate Jennifer Brown. I hope I would have captured the persons who I know. And also to the Bethlehem family, it's a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes it's good to speak from the heart. There's no paper in my breast pocket, and I was warned about when you're in certain position, you should travel with that piece of paper. But I'm going to speak from the heart this morning. First of all, let me say that a couple months ago, I was at a function at the Pegasus, and I think Don Webby was a guest speaker. And he was talking about how sports contribute to the GDP, about 4% to the GDP of Jamaica. But you know, and our member of parliament is here, with all due respect. We talk about the contribution, but what are the things that we are doing? There are some basic things that we're not doing, ladies and gentlemen. We do have the human resource here available in Jamaica. The member of parliament spoke about West Indies cricket and not having that sort of continuity. The same has happened to football. In '98, we went to the World Cup, and now we are supporting every other team apart from Jamaica team. And if I may say that what I'm seeing now, I'm not necessarily happy about. Jamaica, for 8 years, dominated sprinting. We took it for granted from 2008 until 2012. We took it for granted. And we have fooled ourselves by saying that the talent is here. But the talent, ladies and gentlemen, need nurturing. A collaboration of this kind is something that can help the sport. Not necessarily by just coaching, but by developing the supporting resources. The sports psychologist, which someone asked me if we do have for our teams, which we don't when our national teams travel. The masseurs, the chiropractors, the sports nutritionists. And when the administrators of the institution, the stakeholders of a Bethlehem and a GC Foster College decide to have a collaboration of this nature, it is not only for the institutions, ladies and gentlemen, it is for Jamaica. So I would want to say, not only to our politicians, but spectators, our athletes, we must understand how important it is for these collaboration. We must understand how important it is for volunteers. Every single week, starting in January, we have at least 3,000 or 4,000 athletes participating in Jamaica. And the officials are volunteers. Some of the coaches are volunteers. And this is what would have built our sports program to what it is. I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, that we should not take these partnerships for granted. We should continue to give the effort, the support, the sacrifice, the enthusiasm to make these programs work. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is indeed a pleasure being here this morning, and I'm quite sure that this collaboration will move Jamaica even further. Thank you very much.